Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Ringo TV Reactions. I'm your host, Ringo. We are back with another one. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We're back. Now, let's get right down to the content. Those of you that have been watching this platform, you know that I always tell you guys to drive safe. I always say be safe on the road. Don't road rage. Don't get involved. Don't do nothing foolish. We have an interesting topic for you. Let's roll the tape, find out what's going on in the news. Let's go.
Tiffany Sifuni was killed last night, just hours after attending a Beyonce concert. She got into a fender bender in Brooklyn. Police say she got out of her car and confronted the other driver, and that's when the other driver slammed into her and killed her. Sifuni was pregnant with her first child. Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Richardson spoke to her devastated family.
James Sifuni got the call early Sunday morning his wife Tiffany was dead. The last few weeks had been filled with so much joy. The couple was expecting their first child. Tiffany was in her first trimester. I spoke by phone with Tiffany's father-in-law, Nick.
They just hit us with that news about 2 weeks ago, and she was so proud of the fact that she surprised me and buckled my knees with the news, you know.
Things came to a violent end here near Marcus Garvey Boulevard in Bed-Stuy around 11:50 Saturday night. In this exclusive video, there you see Tiffany driving a dark SUV trailing right behind the suspect's car, a maroon Chevy. Police say at this point the pair had been involved in a fender bender was on Van Buren Street. Tiffany stopped, got out of her vehicle, and approached the suspect's car. Witnesses tell me Tiffany was standing in front of the suspect's car. What happened next is upsetting. There at the top of your screen, you see the suspect take off. Tiffany is being dragged by the vehicle going the wrong way up the boulevard. Police say that driver kept going into oncoming traffic on Lafayette, hit several parked cars, and then took off on foot.
Tiffany was, she was a rock star in our family, and we're interested in justice, obviously, and this person getting caught.
This final exchange between Tiffany and the suspect lasted just 52 seconds.
And she was just the most loving, caring, patient, animal lover, and just a beautiful person.
Kimberly Richardson, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
You see, ladies and gentlemen, we try to bring you the news. We try to give you the top stories on exactly what's going on in the world. I tell you guys all the time, when you're on the road, to drive safe. I always tell you guys this. Every time I end the live stream, I'm always saying drive safe. I'm always telling you guys this because it's a reason why. This woman is pregnant, was pregnant. Now she's dead. It's unfortunate, but I'm going to tell you straight because when you come here to the platform, I got to give you the news raw and uncut. She caused her own death. She caused her own death. Sad situation, but she caused her own death. If you have a fender bender, you get the license plate of the person. You just call the police. That's all you got to do. You don't get out of your car at night. You're pregnant. You're banging on their window. Then you stand in front of their car. What are you doing? What are you doing? You versus an automobile. Bad idea. Brooklyn, New York, where people are tweaking every day. So what does the driver do? Steps on the gas, runs her over, drag her pregnant tail, and paint her on the streets. Then take off in the night. crashes up the car, jumps out and run. And she dead. 54 seconds. 54 seconds and your life is over. That quick. I tell you guys all the time, drive safe. You don't got nothing to prove by stepping out your car. Once you step out your car, you asking for trouble. You don't know who that other person is. But see, I'm going to tell you something right now. Y'all going to get upset with me. Y'all going to get upset with me. This ain't the first time she did this. This is not the first time she got out her car, start running off at the mouth, getting in people's faces. She met the right one this time. Unfortunate that she lost her life and the unborn child. At the same time, we can all agree she caused her own death. She stepped in harm's way, got out of her car, proceeded to bang on another person's window at night, not knowing who she's dealing with. That's a person who's out of control. You don't just get out your car and start banging on somebody's window. You don't know who that person is, what they got, where they came from, what they're going through. Just call the police. It's not worth your life. But no, she thought because she's pregnant, and another thing she thought because of who she is, that whoever that was in that car would not do the unthinkable. But she effed around and she found out. Listen at the tape.
Tiffany Sifuni was killed last night, just hours after attending a Beyonce concert.
Hours after attending a Beyonce concert. So you know she got a few dollars. Because if you just came from a Beyonce concert, you got some money to waste. You see? You got some money to waste. Now, you know, when we do these kind of topics, you know, everybody's in hibernation. But that's okay. Because we're the only ones in these YouTube streets that actually talk about real topics and offer real solutions and break things down. There's a lot of things we can learn from this story. Number one, stay in your car. Right? Stay in your car. Don't get emotional. You hit my car, you stepping out the car. All of that stuff is dumb because you're asking to die. It's either you going to die, somebody going to die, somebody going to go to jail, somebody's going to get hurt. And don't be getting out of your car if you know you got your kids in your car. That's just dumb. You know, stay where it's safe. If it's a hurricane or something going tornado outside, you don't get out your car, you stay in the car. That's what they tell you, right? Stay in your car. The trees are falling, everything's going, stay in your car. It's the safest place to be. Yeah, the wind will push your car to the side or whatever the case is, but it's better to be in your car than to be outside.
She got into a fender bender in Brooklyn. Police say she got out of her car and confronted the other driver.
Bad move. Never get out your car to confront anybody. Especially if you're in New York. New York is the place of F around and find out. And let me give you a little understanding of New York. I'm originally from New York. I live in North Carolina now. In New York, everybody's on edge. In New York, there is really no suckers. The Asian man will kick your ass. The African man will curse you out. The white man will throw hands. Do you understand me? For all you so-called black folk in the black community, everybody in New York can fight. Everybody's on edge. Nobody is safe. People are tweaking left and right in New York. All you got to do is just take a ride in the subway system and you'll learn real fast. You'll see it for yourself. You are driving your car at night. And I know the area where she's at, where she died at. I know that area. I know that very same area. Not the area to be doing that. fender bender. She's chasing the car around. So she never called the police. She's chasing the car around. Just get the license plate number.
And that's when the other driver slammed into her and killed her. Safuni was pregnant with her first child.
Her first child. First child. Supposed to be a time to celebrate. A time where her parents become grandparents. Everybody's happy and excited, ready to have baby showers and weddings and all sorts of stuff. But instead, this pregnant woman decides, you know what? I'm gonna go and fight. Total disregard for the fact that she's pregnant. Total disregard for the life she's carrying, because in her mind, she's entitled and privileged. That's what I see here. Because a real pregnant woman understands she's in a vulnerable place. This is not the time for me to be lifting weights and acting the fool. I'm going to stay my pregnant self in the car, call the police, call my man and tell him, look, it was an fender bender. The guy ran off, the woman ran off, whoever it was, but I got their plate. The cops is on the way. Come pick me up, whatever. I'm scared. But no. She decided to be a man, get out the car to confront someone in New York. Bad idea.
Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Richardson spoke to her devastated family.
James Safuni got the call early Sunday morning his wife Tiffany was dead. The last few weeks had been filled with so much joy. The couple was expecting their first child. Tiffany was in her first trimester. I spoke by phone with Tiffany's father-in-law, Nick.
They just hit us with that news about 2 weeks ago, and she was so proud of the fact that she surprised me and buckled my knees with the news, you know.
So she surprised him with the news that she's pregnant, made his knees buckle, but rather than she stay buckled up in the car, she decided to unbuckle herself and go outside to confront a lunatic in a car that was already ready to crash out. When a person can drag a woman under their car and kill them, that person don't care. And that's what I've been telling you guys a lot about in New York. I'm telling you guys, people are fed up. They're stressed out. They got problems with their job. They got bills. They got all sorts of drama. They don't want to hear no nonsense from nobody. All of that could have been dealt with the insurance company. It don't make no sense. Like, why would anybody get out their car to confront people? You're not solving no problems that way. I'm not. Listen, with your license plate, boom, 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 boom. Dash cam, cool, cool, cool. Call the police, boom, done. Insurance taking care of everything. I'm not doing anything to you because then I'm going to get charged with assault and go to prison. Remember, in New York, you can't even be a man. You can't even defend yourself in New York unless you're white. You know, that's just the way it is. If you're a black man, you understand what I'm talking about.
Came to a violent end here near Marcus Garvey Boulevard in Bed-Stuy.
Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey. Wow. By Lafayette. Interesting place.
On 11:50 Saturday night. In this exclusive video.
11:50 at night. Why wasn't her husband there to take care of her? Why was she out at a Beyonce concert by herself, but, you know, her man wasn't there with her? And if she was at a Beyonce concert, was she at the Barclays Center? I don't know. Maybe she was performing at the Barclays Center. I don't know. Y'all can fill me in.
There you see Tiffany driving a dark SUV trailing right behind the suspect's car, a maroon Chevy. Police say at this point the pair had been involved in a fender bender was on Van Buren Street. Tiffany stopped, got out of her vehicle, and approached the suspect's car.
Now, as you can see, that's her car. She stops, gets out. Check it out. Now, you supposed to be pregnant. What exactly are you going to that car to do? You asking for trouble. Sad situation that she died, but I'm going to tell you, she did this to herself. If the family is watching, don't get mad at me. She did that to herself, and y'all need to deal with that. Y'all need to understand that. Yes, the person who ran her over is guilty and need to be brought to justice and do what needs to be done. I'm all for the justice of this woman. But let's just call it what it is. She put herself in a bad situation. She put herself in a bad situation, man. It's 11 something at night. She's not with her husband. She's pregnant, alone. There's most likely no dash cam in her car. And she gets out to go to a person's car, a total stranger that she don't even know. What do you expect to happen? The police is not there. Do she even have a gun? What is the point? Why would you do that? You're entitled. You believe you're entitled. You believe that everybody's going to just go by your commands and you could do what the hell you want to do. And it cost her her life. Notice she told the person to get out. She's not the cops. You can't tell nobody to get out their car. What are you telling them to get out their car for? You want to fight them? And here's another thing. If it was a man, because I think it was a man, why would she be telling another grown man to get out his car? And she's a pregnant woman. Why is she so combative? Get out. Get out. Banging on the person's property. Probably pissed them off right there. And you could tell they're most likely at a red light. They're most likely at a red light, and he's probably behind another person. Like, okay, there's probably a car in the front. Because if he was at a red light and couldn't go nowhere, he would have just ran the red light. If they was at a red light and he noticed this woman is chasing him, he would have ran the red light. People do it all the time in Brooklyn. So he was most likely boxed in where he couldn't really go nowhere. So she figured, okay, this is my opportunity to go there and confront him. Right? So this is a picture of the woman. Now, judging from the aggressive nature of the victim, it is very clear to me based on logic that this is not her first rodeo. This is something she do all the time. This is something she do all the time, guys. This is not the first time she got out of a car. This is not the first time she banged somebody's window. She did this multiple times already because she's doing it as if though this is normal. You don't do this in New York. Everybody knows that. Everybody know in New York, if you bang on somebody's window and confront them, it's going to be bloodshed. Everybody knows this. I don't know if she's a new to New York or whatever the case is, but she already broke the rules. You don't bang nobody window, windshield, because once you do that, now it's on site. You're vandalizing their property. You're banging on their windows. You don't disrespect nobody like that. Even if there was a fender bender, get the license plate, call the police. But see, when people are in their emotions, they end up doing extra stuff and it costs them their life. This is why I tell you guys, drive safe. Don't get involved in road rage. Put a 1 in the chat if you hear me say this all the time when I do my show. All the times when I do my shows, I'm always telling you guys, drive safe. Don't get involved in road rage. Be vigilant. Watch your surroundings. Know what's going on. Don't let nobody take your peace. I tell you guys this all the time because I'm trying to help you guys avoid death. That's how fast it comes. It doesn't matter how tough you are as a brother. You could be the type of brother that could beat people up. Okay, I get it, bro. You could beat people up. You got the choppers. All of that stuff sounds nice. But I'm telling you, there is somebody else who's badder than you. There's somebody else who's a lunatic, a loose cannon, a demon. And all it takes is one split second and they lose their cool and they check you out right away. You're done. That fast.
Witnesses tell me Tiffany was standing in front of the suspect's car. What happened next is upsetting.
You see that? She said, park your car. You just hit me. You just hit my car. She's worried about her car, not realizing she's about to lose her life. She lost her life and her car is sitting there with no driver. Imagine that, guys. She's being dragged now. Her car is sitting there unoccupied with no driver. Now, what if she had children in the car? What if she had, we know that was her first child that she was pregnant with, but what if she would have had children in the car? Same thing would have happened. Kids would have been in the car screaming, mommy, mommy, mommy. She would have been dragged under the car dead. Kids left alone. Do you see why I tell you don't get out your car? Do you see why I tell you guys to drive safe? There's crazy people on the road every day, guys. I see it all the time. Even in North Carolina, there's crazy people. Crazy people that be in a car driving around, waiting. A lot of NPCs be out here, driving around crazy, waiting to do things. So I tell you, drive safe. All right? So she's telling the guy to park their car. You just hit me, rather than her calling the cops. Now, you notice all the people that was there was like, oh no, oh my goodness, what, oh man. Now check out the screen, guys.
Top of your screen, you see the suspect take off. Tiffany is being dragged by the vehicle going the wrong way up the boulevard.
So we see Tiffany getting dragged by the suspect after being loud, aggressive, argumentative, rather than her just sitting in her car and calling the police. Was it worth it? How do you explain this? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Yes, justice for Tiffany. We need to get the guy, put him in prison. He murdered her. I get it. At the same time, Tiffany killed herself. She put herself in harm's way. I don't care what nobody say. No sugarcoating over here. We're not going to sugarcoat. We're not going to make the audience pander to the audience emotions by saying, oh, she's so precious, a pregnant woman. Tiffany put herself in harm's way. Let's stop playing. I'm originally from New York. We don't BS. We don't sugarcoat. We tell you straight. She put herself in harm's way. She should have never got out of her car. If her husband was there, I guarantee you she would have got out the car same way. Because she's most likely the one who is aggressive, man. That's not her first time doing that. Listen, guys, I judge people by their actions. When I see a woman get out of a car and just run to another person's car, whoever she's with, whoever's her man, he's not leading her right. He's not. My woman would never do that. Get out of the car, jump out, and start arguing with somebody she don't even know. That's crazy. That's crazy. You don't do stuff like that. You're literally setting yourself up for danger because you don't know what that person in that car got, who they with, who they got in the car. If they're drunk, on drugs, you don't know.
Police say that driver kept going into oncoming traffic on Lafayette, hit several parked cars,
including that car,
and then took off on foot.
Took off on foot, guys.
Tiffany was, she was a rock star in our family, and we're interested in justice, obviously, and this person getting caught.
This final exchange.
Look, to Tiffany's family, you guys, it's sad what happened to her. At the same time, you're going to have to cope and deal with the real issue here. And the real issue is you need to teach everybody else in your family not to get out their car. We're not going to sugarcoat anything here. Tiffany put herself in a position to get killed. This is New York. You guys should know better. Right? Justice for Tiffany, yes. At the same time, you guys need to educate every woman in your family and let them know when you have a fender bender, you get the license plate. You get the license plate, you call the police. You don't get out cars wanting to confront people. That's not solving fender benders. Your car is not going to get fixed by fighting, arguing. That's an entitled person who believe they can just do what they want. She's literally giving the person commands. Get out your car. Park this. She's not the police. Right? So hopefully she gets the justice she deserves, but at the same time, she put herself in harm's way, fam.
between Tiffany and the suspect lasted just 52 seconds.
52 seconds, not 54. 52 seconds, her life was over. That's how fast road rage goes. That's how quick your life can end. And now that she's dead, her car that she was just worrying about, the material things that could be replaced, repaired, is sitting there. Somebody else is going to get to drive her car. She's gone. Was it worth it? Was it worth it, ladies and gentlemen? Sometimes we go crazy over material things and then we end up dead. All your material things are gone. Guys, I have a nice studio, a lot of nice equipment, studio downstairs, a lot of money invested. But guess what? If I check out, I can't take it with me. I cannot take none of this stuff with me, guys. I got nice shoes, nice clothes. But guess what? I can't take it with me. It's not worth it. You get what I mean? So we got to really stop putting so much emphasis on the material and understand that it could be replaced. It could be repaired. It's not worth your life. See, your life, you can't replace it. This ain't, whatchamacallit, what's that game? Contra? Was it Contra? I'm not sure what game it was. What is that secret word, password, whatever, up, down, left, right, BA start, and you have unlimited lives? It's not that, guys. Once they run you over and you die, that's it. Ain't no coming back. So now her car that she was worried about is still sitting there, and she's dead. It looks crazy now. Wherever she is in the shadow realm, as Sean James would normally say, that's his talking point, in the shadow realm, she's looking at herself like, how did I get here? Well, you got here by getting out of your car. You should have never got out your car.
And she was just the most loving, caring, patient, animal lover, and just a beautiful person.
I disagree with the part about patient. I disagree. Because her actions tell me otherwise. I understand as family members, you're going to say all of those nice things. I get it. And condolences to the family. At the same time, you need harsh truth and reality. The reality is she was not patient. She was aggressive. She was aggressive, combative, argumentative, and it cost her her life. It cost her her life. She should have called the cops. She should have did the right thing. Kind of remind me of, what's this movie with Denzel Washington? The recent films he been doing, man, where, I forgot the name of the film, man, where he's always checking his clock and then he kills everybody. Y'all know what movie I'm talking about. There was one particular scene in the film where he walked into the establishment and he told the gang members that he want to buy a woman's freedom. And the guy didn't take the $8,000 or $9,000. And he ended up killing everybody. Yeah, Equalizer. Appreciate it. The film Equalizer. And he ended up killing everybody. And then the guy that he was trying to give the money to, he was like, you should have just taken the money. If you'd have just taken the money, this would have never happened. He always says, I always try to give you a chance to make it right. In life, we got a chance to make it right. But instead, we go the other route. Anytime you're faced with an opposition or some sort of issue, there's two roads, life or death. A lot of times we take the road of death and then we wonder why. So the moral of the story and the lesson here is stay in your car, guys. And just because you're a man doesn't make you any better. Stay in your car. Just because you're a dude and you figure, well, I got the choppers on me and, I'm saying I'm untouchable. You be surprised. A dude smaller than you can end your life, man. All that macho stuff don't mean nothing nowadays. You don't know what's going on in a person's mind that'll make them crash out, take you out, and they don't care if they go to prison. They don't care because the devil got a hold of them. The devil was in that driver that took her out. The devil was sent to kill her. She fell in the trap. The devil did not want her baby to be born. That's how sick the world is, guys. As tragic as the story is, we got to talk about it, and we got to be raw and uncut. No sugarcoat. Because if we could teach a couple of people what not to do, maybe we could save some lives. Because the last thing I want to hear about is some more stories like this from some of the viewers that frequent the platform. And I'll be like, damn, dog. So you was an offender bender and got shot? Didn't I tell you guys all the time to drive safe and stay in your car? Why you got out your car to confront the dude for? Well, he disrespected my wife. Bro, those are words, bro. Get over that. Yeah, but he called my woman a B. Bro, stay in your car, bro. Who cares if he called your woman a B? Stay in your car. You got a family. You got kids, dog. You getting out that car is Russian roulette. You don't know what's going to happen next. Stay out of your pride and your ego, bro, and go home with your old lady and enjoy your kids and live to see another day. The other dude that called your wife a B, he ain't going to have a good life. You got to think of it like that. When people are evil and they do evil things, you got to leave them alone. You got to ignore the demon. Leave them alone. They're never going to prosper. They're never going to excel in life, right? You're the one who's winning. Why mess up what you got going on? Why interrupt your good blessings? Why? She was pregnant, had her husband, trying to build her life, and she threw her life away by making a bad choice. So we need to talk about it, not sugarcoat it, not just say, well, there's some lunatic guy in Brooklyn who killed my loved one. No. There's two sides. One, there's a lunatic in Brooklyn who killed your loved one, yes, but your loved one got out her car, didn't follow proper protocol of calling the authorities, getting the license plate, and wait for help. She decided to solve the problem herself. And she got in front of the vehicle, thinking and assuming that the driver would not step on the gas. I've seen people get run over by doing that dumb stuff. Never step in front of a vehicle. You folks better stop being dumb. Stop stepping in front of vehicles. Worst thing you can do. You get in front of a vehicle, it'll make a person crash out. Sometimes people tweaking, and then when you step in front of the vehicle, they crash out completely, run you over, grind you up in the wheels. Look at a story that happened the other day with the black girl that was with her friends, her alleged friends, and she got out the car to twerk. And once she got out the car to twerk, the friends decided, you know what, it'll be a good idea to run her over. They ran her over, dragged her body as the bones and everything began to crumble, and it all split her into pieces. That's right. And then they went on and celebrate and had a good old time while she's under the road somewhere. That's right. We never did a story. We never did a video about it. I seen it floating around. I never really talked about it, but sad story. But it goes back to what I said. You got to watch who your friends are. You know, Hassan always tell you guys to watch your circle. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of Hassan, we got to do a video about Africa Bambaataa. We got to talk about that as well. But guys, again, as we close, I'm going to tell you again. Drive safe. No road rage. Keep your eyes open. Don't be another victim. Like her. That's an example of the things I'm trying to help you to avoid. Be wise, ladies and gentlemen. That's about it. We'll catch you in the next video. It is what it is. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Ringo TV. Reactions. the #1 reactionary channel on YouTube, Ringo TV, bringing you raw and uncut content, commentary that you can use. I'm out. Peace. We out of here.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100%